Welcome guys to another episode of the Two Bold Gentlemen. I'm Danny from the Modern Gentleman,
I'm Mark Rowley from Hit Leadership.
and today we're going to be talking about.
Well, we're talking about your good stuff, Danny, aren't we, mate? We're going to talk
We
about
are
the
indeed.
modern gentleman, its conception, where it's leading to, how it came about, and just having a general chin bag.
Let's do it.
Okay then, so modern gentleman, where did the idea come from?
So the idea, I think originally the idea came back in 2009, 2010. Not too long ago after I finished university. I just had the idea because initially it started off as you go to Sainsbury's, you go to Boots, Tesco's, wherever it is. Right at the back of the cosmetic aisles, there was a section for men. One shelf, you got your standard brands, your Dove, Nivea, I can't even think of it.
Karate.
Well, yeah, whatever that is. And that was it. So you were limited for choice, you were limited for options. And what was also in those products or ingredients as well weren't the best because they were so mass produced. There wasn't much sort of natural ingredients pretty much left in those brands. And I noticed at the time the market for men was growing. Men in general were getting more and more into looking after themselves,
Grooming and stuff.
staying well
grooming
groomed.
themselves,
Exactly.
yeah.
You know, the art of shaving almost was coming back. You know, people were more interested in the traditional methods of shaving. Obviously, hair care has always been around. Clearly, didn't work out well for me, but you know, all those things. You know, and also, I think men were just becoming more and more conscious about what type of products they were putting on their skin as well. So for me, that's how the idea was born. Then I came up with the name The Modern Gentleman, which, to be fair, surprisingly at that time I was shocked that nobody actually took that name. So as soon as I saw it available, I bought it straight away. And since then, it's not just a grooming business. I'm positioning it as a lifestyle business for men, because that means I can do more with the business, and it's not just another grooming company.
Yes. Maybe we should say male grooming company.
Male grooming company. Yes.
So okay, so you found the name Modern Gentleman. You
Yes.
you see the feel. So why do you think then that men have started to up their game with grooming? When did that start, do you think?
I think, if I remember correctly from the papers and the research that I was reading, it probably started like maybe 2007. It was slowly starting to emerge again back recently, I guess. That there was a more increase in men becoming more conscious of what they're using. I think it probably sounds a bit shallow saying this initially, but you know, seeing the movie stars, seeing people on TV, I think just as much as women feel the pressure of looking a certain way and behaving a certain way and all this sort of stuff, I think the same was slowly being applied to men as well. So I think that's where I started seeing the trends, but also, like I said, it now helps me to put the business in a lifestyle category so that we can do something positive as well with the brand or with the business as well. I mean, I think if you go back really long time ago in history, I think traditionally it was men that were the ones that were grooming themselves more so than women were. I think, I could be wrong, but I think
Well, like in Roman times.
yeah,
I think,
but I mean, even in the 1800s, I think men were probably wearing more jewels than women and all sorts of stuff. So it's interesting if anybody's interested in learning about history and stuff. But traditionally, I think, if I'm correct, that's how it sort of started. Obviously phased out with the current marketing media corporations that are coming into play and all that sort of stuff, and I think now slowly it's starting to come back again. But like I said, initially the trend is that more and more men are becoming more conscious of how their own appearances. They want to look after themselves, and I feel like by doing that you start to feel more confident when you're out and about, or when you're having that interview, or when you're going for a date, which then indirectly makes you feel positive on the inside as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of, and ultimately that's where I want the business to lead to.
Yeah.
And this is sort of where we can start from.
So tell us about your range then. What's included in your range? Because I know you don't just do like roll-on deodorants and stuff like that. In fact, I don't think you do. Well, no, but you do quite a lot. You do a real broad range. So give us some examples.
So So for me, when I'm looking for brands to stock, because at the minute we're a retailer, so we don't brand our own products. We sell other branded products from all over the world. Straight from the UK all the way to Australia, even as well. So wide range of places where these products come from. We at the minute have sort of hair care products, beard care products, colognes, candles, moisturizers, even nut rub as well.
Nut rub, what's that then?
Well, on a hot day, especially like today.
Oh, is it like antiperspirant for,
Yes.
for testicles? Love it. Yeah, nut rub. Is that what it's called?
Well, I think there's one that's actually called nut rub. Yeah.
So it keeps your balls dry.
Pretty much.
Brilliant idea.
And it works.
Much I take it you try your product.
I gotta try every brand before I sell them to everybody else, right?
Fair play, mate.
But I think for me, like I said, it's I want it to be for the modern gentleman. The modern gentleman is every guy. Do you know what I mean? We're good examples. Not every guy has a full set of hair. Not every guy is gonna have a big beard. And each person has different skin conditions or skin types. So for me, I wanted to sell products that eventually, and as we grow and get more products in stock, has something suitable for every single person and every single man. An example, which hopefully we should have some of these at some point, but products for bald men. Our heads get shiny or sweaty or oily.
Yeah.
And there are brands now emerging that sort of help with that side of things, so it doesn't look like you're just dripping in sweat every time you're walking out. So things like that. So like I said, the example is that it's for every single guy, all types of guys, all types of men. That's kind of the wide range we want to have.
Hairy or not, or sweaty or not, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. And our aim is always, when we're looking for these brands, is to make sure that they are either 100% natural or as natural as they possibly can be. Definitely not tested on animals.
That's what I was going to ask you. So you really look into your brands then. So what the criteria? Sorry, you're just going to go through the criteria.
Yeah, so they're the two main ones, and again, if it's vegan friendly as well, that's always a bonus too. So for us, ideally, we want people to be putting proper stuff on their skin, natural stuff on their skin. That's not going, some people can react to all sorts of stuff. You never know. You can never guarantee that. But
yeah,
as long as for us, if it's natural, then at least it doesn't, was going to minimize any reactions and stuff like that as well. So for us, natural is a big thing, a massive thing. Not tested on animals is also another massive thing. If those two things aren't met, then we won't sell them on our website. We won't even stock them.
High level of integrity there then in who you buy from and what they contain and how they're tested,
and it reflects our values as well of what we want to stand for as a business. So if it doesn't reflect that, then we won't bother selling it, because there are a lot of brands out there that are sort of tailored towards men or for the male grooming market. Some of those brands are mass produced, so obviously the natural, it loses that natural ingredient element to it. And so ideally we try to avoid those types of brands and not go for those types of businesses that are producing things en masse, but more boutique brands that are natural, good for you, or ideally good for you, and good for the environment as well.
That's the key, isn't it? I think we went to Mexico once and they wouldn't allow you through these underground swimming things unless you had their suntan lotion, because it didn't contain all the chemicals. So you're going to see that. I think we're going to see that more and more as people become more aware of environments.
Exactly.
As well. So where do you see the modern gentleman brands going? Are you widening the product folio at all, or?
Yes, so product folio will always keep expanding and keep adding more stuff to it as the business grows and as sort of the sales increase. But also we want to do more with the brand than just sell grooming products. Hence this podcast, The Two Bold Gentlemen, is something that is another addition to the business. Because like I said, we want to position as a lifestyle brand and a lifestyle company. by doing something like this type of a podcast, we can spread that positive side. We could talk about the good stuff, and sort of add value to men to become better versions of themselves. Personally, my goal for the business is to grow it to the point where we have a wide range of grooming products. Ideally, a clothing range as well. Whether we have our own branded products or not, I'm not too sure at the moment. I guess we just have to weigh up sort of the pros and cons of that side of things. If it makes sense, then we'll add that section to it. If it doesn't, then there's no harm done, because these brands are already doing this type of stuff that we would
Yes.
meeting the criteria that we would have if we were selling our own brands or own products. Sorry. So why not just sell their stuff and promote their products instead? That way around, we all win. As small businesses, we can all grow together. I would love to have our own range of whiskies, however. That would be quite cool, quite interesting to do at one point.
We've got a podcast guest soon, haven't we?
Yes.
Lucas.
We're potentially working on that.
Yeah.
And having a guest.
You just remind me talking about whiskey. Yeah. It's that'd be quite cool.
That'd be a good podcast. So look out for that one.
Yeah.
Then what else? I'd love to sort of, how they had the old what's it called, the gentleman's bar or something like that back in the days. Almost have a recreation of that, where it's obviously not just for men, but just that sort of swanky type of bar where you can come after a day's work or whatever, or during the day if you wanted to have a drink during the day. You got a section where there's a bar section. You can have a lounge area where people can sit and relax and enjoy. You have products and stuff that they can buy while they're sort of I don't know, watching TV or sports or whatever. You can drink some of the whiskey. You can buy some of the whiskies from the shelves. I don't know, I might be thinking a bit too far fetched here, but even a section where you can have your beard and haircut sort of thing as well. That'd be quite cool. Then eventually, as a business grows even further after that point, create some sort of modern gentleman membership where people can subscribe to that. They get invites to exclusive events and parties and things like that we could sort of look to do. And then after that, I think that the big dream would be to have a chain of hotels, shorten it from the Modern Gentleman to just TMG hotel range, which would, like I said, for me, I'd love to have a range of luxury hotels that have a spa at the bottom and a gym, and to make the spa in a way where it's comfortable for men just to turn up to, and not have to say, oh, I'm here because the wife wants to go, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? That's sort of the big dream, I guess.
Now, I think it's worth pointing out though that it's not to the exclusion of women, isn't it?
No.
Because at the end of the day, we're not going back to the 1800s or the early 1900s where there are men only.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's just that it will be catered for, but women are more than welcome to come across.
100%.
It's an inclusion for everybody.
Yes.
And I think that's what you're trying to get across, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's also important as well. But I think it just makes it inclusive for everybody as well, and not feel like you have to go with your wife to these places, if that makes sense. So everybody can go, but you don't have to feel uncomfortable if you just turned up by yourself, for example.
Definitely. I think we were discussing about the mental health side of things as well, because I think it's just good for somewhere for people to get stuff off their chest. Yeah. As well, and talk openly.
Exactly, and that's, again, like we were saying before as well, that's something that we want to do through the Two Bold Gentlemen side of things. Create a space where men can talk about their mental health. We hear a lot about it, we see a lot about it, but a lot of people say we should talk about it, but then who do you talk to? It's all well and good a celebrity saying talk, but I can't pick up the phone and speak to you, can I? As in that celebrity on the TV. So I think we were talking about it as well, to at some point create a space where you can talk about these issues feel comfortable about it, feel safe about it, to then help deal with these issues, whether it just means that you just talk and that helps, or whether people can give advice from their own experiences as well.
Okay, so no, that's brilliant. I think it's really key in the world today, because with AI and stuff like that, the need to be able to talk and be open about stuff is more key, because it's stress management, mental resilience, huge. One question I want to ask, because you obviously talk about the nut rub.
Yeah,
I'm not obsessed. So
I'll give you a free one if you want.
Cheers, Bob. What kind of brand do you think? Where do you think the male grooming products are going? What do you think is going to be the next biggest seller?
That's hard to say, to be fair. It's hard to say. I think things like the nut rub are sort of, I guess they're more sort of funny sort of products when you see them, and you generally buy them as a gift, and then probably give it to that person as a gift. They're like, actually, do you know what, it's great, and then that person might say, you know what, I'll buy it for myself as well now that I know it works. I guess it's hard to sort of say what products, but I'd assume it'd become 100% natural ingredients, things like that. I think it'll probably go down the route where things become more sort of vegan friendly options, or only vegan sort of stuff. In terms of products, it's hard to say, because I think it's more cyclical and like trends.
Yes.
Before growing up, it was, clean shaven was the thing back then. It was more it was a professional look, how you sort of want to come across when you're in the corporate world. Now that beards is becoming in fashion, I don't know, a couple of years later, everybody might be wanting to get tattoos all of a sudden everywhere, and then there'll be products tailored towards skins, tattoos on people's skins, because you need something different you can't just use a regular moisturizer for something like that. So that could be the next big trend.
Yeah.
And then going back to not having tattoos will become the trend again, and then beards will come back. So I think it's all based on trends, the fashion at that time. So it's quite hard to say what products will be the next big thing, but I think it's going to be more trend based.
I think as well is, so as we get older, we get hairs coming out of places that really shouldn't be there. I think if there's something that can, rather than wax it out, or ears wind me up. Something crying. I tell you, I get so many. But it's like something, rather than going to a Turkish barber and having the flames, it's like, is there something you can rub in there and all the hair falls out? I appreciate there are stuff out there that I know your good lady and my wife would say no to, because of the bleach in them, and it's terrible and it's bad for the environment, etc., which is right.
Yeah.
But for me, being really selfish here, I think if you could find something like that would be fantastic, mate.
So if there are any brands out there that do that, then reach out to us so that Mark can buy these products from us.
Please, I will definitely. Okay, so ideally your dream is hotels.
Yeah.
No,
So like I said,
amazing dream, mate.
It goes down the lifestyle brand, doesn't it? And it's all about, for me, these different sort of, I guess, service products, or whatever you sort of want to call them. It's all about that aspirational lifestyle, about trying to become better and want to become better for yourself, and enjoying some of the finer things that life has to offer.
Oh, definitely. What's this about smoking jackets? Was that on the cards at one time?
I should have brought mine in today. It was too hot for that, right?
Way too hot.
But I mean, what's wrong with smoking
No,
jackets? They're quite cool, right?
I'm not beefing it at all. I think smoking jackets are really fine and dandy. I mean, ideally at these TMG bars, there will be the ability to be able to hire a smoking jacket for the evening, or bring your own, or
how cool will that be? And then you have a little
TMG
section.
range of smoking jackets.
You're giving me ideas now. You can have almost a cigar section where people can sit down and have a cigar with the jacket on, play some poker or something. There you go.
That's it. Or gaming. Obviously, you could have a bit of gaming. Really. Well, no, it sounds an amazing thing. I mean, I've looked at your range and it is fantastic. So, thank you for going through that.
That's
really
right.
do appreciate it. What we got next then?
So next podcast will be using your experiences, and we'll be talking about productivity at home, in the workspace. I guess overall how to become a lot more productive, right? I don't know if you want to sort of say a little snippet away.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to give it all away, or you won't come to the podcast. But yeah, it's about how we can be as productive as possible as businesses, as individuals as well. Because there's a lot of self-procrastination. There's a lot of stuff that we don't do because we feel that we can't.
Yes.
But the productivity within the workplace, it's all about mental resilience. It's about leadership. It's about employee engagement and customer engagement. So, yeah, watch this spot for that.
Looking forward to that one as well, actually, for myself personally too. So that's that for today's episode. If you want to go back to our previous episodes to hear Mark's story about HIT leadership and how that came about, then click somewhere on this screen. And there will be a link to that episode as well. That's it for today, and catch you on the next one.
Thank you.
Now I'll stop recording.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I forgot all of